Hello, welcome to Let's Drone Out with me, Clinton, aka Xtraz, Mr. J Chipko over there, and Tony Toadstar, FPV Vegan Man.
So,
okay, let's start this again. You know, like, welcome to Thursday night. It is Let's Drone Out.
I thought you'd done a good job. Well done, Tony.
Thank you.
Come on, Tony.
I got some appreciation. See that? You know, you had to redo my work, undo everything I just did, all that hard effort.
No. Actually, really, what I wanted to do is get
put it in the bin.
Tony's turn.
I'm not very good at introductions.
So just try.
Go on, give it a go.
Bonjour, welcome to Let's Drone Out. See?
As you can probably tell, everybody, we're a little bit tired, we're a little bit sunstroked up, and a little bit disheveled. However, we are here every Thursday to give you hopefully some entertainment, if nothing else, maybe some news and some opinion. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you know, we haven't got a guest on this week. It feels a little bit like we have to just chat now and talk stuff. And hello to there are some people in the chat room. We have Striker FPV, Zero FPV, Bloods FPV, and we're going to find all the people with the FPV as their.
Mitch, we got
Mitch, you don't get a mention because you haven't got FPV at the end of your name.
Mr. Frost.
Matt Gammon. Oh, Scotty FPV. There we go. So a prerequisite now to join the chat is you have to have FPV at the end of your name.
Otherwise, everybody.
Your name's not Dan. You ain't coming in.
That was a very good track, actually. In the rave days.
It was. God, we're showing our age, Jay.
I know.
Which track was that?
It was
shut up, Clint.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it. In fact, anyone that knows your name's not down, you're not coming in. Kicks Like a Mule, I think it was called.
It was Kicks Like a Mule.
Yeah. So you had to go out and take lots of drugs and stuff. White Spy _ FPV.
White Spy's in. What's up?
Bringing in the international thing from over in the across the pond. So
in Florida.
Yeah. Well, we've had some awesome weather here in the United Kingdom. We've been lucky, actually. But what I've heard, everyone's too hot to fly, or the goggles get sweaty and everything like that. It seems like the British way is to always complain.
That's what we do best. We complain about politics, we complain about flying, we complain when we can fly, we complain when we can't fly, we complain when it's raining, we complain when it's cloudy, we complain when it's sunny.
Think for yourself. Think for yourselves. Good day, Chris. Welcome to this week's Let's Drone Out.
So, no FPV in the name.
We should, Danny, do you want to come on and give us a little rundown on Weston Park? Because obviously one of the biggest events of the UK, and some would say even the best event of the UK, has been the Weston Park Hedifest style Flight Fest-esque show in the UK.
NJ Tech's on the biggest car park in the world, listening in. What's up, fella?
Yeah, Joker Vision said it was too hot to fly at Weston Park. I mean, last weekend was truly spectacular. And actually, my fan on my goggles was working overtime.
I was actually gutted because I was supposed to be at Weston Park, and I just had so much stuff come up. I never made it. But
did you not go? I thought you were doing the.
Yeah, I was helping. Gary with the OBS stuff, but to be fair, he should have it nailed. But I had problems with kids and problems with this and problems with that, so I never made it in the end. But I'm gutted about it because I saw some of the videos and it did look pretty awesome.
I haven't been there yet. It actually looked like a track that I wouldn't have minded after seeing people fly, because it actually looked quite doable for me. But I like fast, big tracks and
small.
Yeah, small and technical just do my head in. I like going fast, but that looked quite doable.
I saw a video of a wing or a quad or something with pyrotechnics all over it flying around. That looked pretty spectacular. And I've heard they've done some pretty insane and massive stuff out there. But yeah, I was actually proper gutted. But by the time I was done and ready to go up there, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and it would have taken me a good 4 or 5 hours to get up there. So I would have been there and had to come home.
I haven't actually been, but maybe next week we'll get a little Let's Drone Out posse up that way and Joker says, yeah, apparently Gavin had a lot of problems with the computers overheating. So I guess they needed some fan with your Vine Leaf to fan the computers to make sure the live.
I literally would have been sitting there with a bit of card.
That was your job, wasn't it? And you failed.
Terrible. I feel, well, I don't know if I feel bad now or relieved. Can you imagine the stress that would have been watching these computers die every 5 minutes? There's nothing worse. So yeah.
Mitch, I think we're live. You're actually talking to us. Mitch, are you in a different time zone maybe? Are you on Clinton's time zone where you give guests an hour later than it should, an hour earlier than it should be?
Are we still on this?
No, I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago, I think.
BST versus
one. Well, we all guess. You just say 5 hours from now. That way you don't have to worry about their side time zone. I think.
But if it's a couple of days ahead, you've got to estimate. You've got to say like 76.5.2 hours from now.
Yeah, T minus 75 hours. How's that? Yeah. I mean, no, but Western Park is always one of those things. I was supposed to be away and things didn't quite happen how they were supposed to, but I ended up not being able to make it. But yeah, it did look, I mean, I've seen some of the footage as well, and it appears 9-year-old kids are now giving us all a run for the money.
Well, they got reactions of like cats, haven't they?
Yeah. Just
us old boys.
Tell them what to do, and they'll just
absolutely.
Well,
speak for yourself.
I'm moving over to wings now because it's you don't have to be so fast. See.
Well, actually, I've noticed there's quite a few wing videos of yours coming up online on YouTube.
It's just been so nice. It's been wing flying weather, isn't it? Really, no wind, lovely long nights. So I've just been going out pretty much every night this week. I've gone out to Hidden Valley and all places near, and yeah, flown the wing and really enjoyed it. I love it when there's just no wind to fly a wing and you get that really nice footage. It's just 20 minutes FPV and going exploring and having fun. I really enjoy it.
I've had a wing for God knows how long, but I swapped 4 Little B ESCs for a wing. No VTX or anything. I'll add that later to it. But I'm actually going to get it this weekend. So all I need to do is put a receiver on it and go fly.
You'll really love it. It's if you get the right setup. I mean, I've got a TBS. I can't even say it. Cappy, I call it.
Cappuccino.
I've got a TBS Cappuccino, and it carries a GoPro and a 5,000 milliamp 2S I run it on. So not.
And it doesn't go frothy. Makes Tony go frothy at the mouth.
It does, and it's nice. I mean, it's 20 minutes of just cruising around. I mean, it's not fast. I didn't want it to be fast. I wanted it to stay in the air for 20 minutes, and it does.
Sounds really boring.
It's not boring. It's not.
When you start, it's about just gliding along, isn't it? And you can do rolls and inverted flight.
You can do all that if you want to, but
I think even with the mini quads and stuff, a few times I've just gone out and thought, I can't be bothered to do rolls and loops and stuff, and you just end up sort of cruising around a big field. Or Hidden Valley's a prime example, like sort of heading up the hill and having a look around and finding bushes and going and seeing if you can see anything, and then coming
That's exactly what I did last night on some longest night of the year. I went up there, met Bradders up there, and flew my wing out. We went from a different point on top of a hill and flew right out to a different barn, a broken down barn, and we were looking around, and it's just something different, 20 minutes, beautiful sunsets and stuff. It's fun, and you can go out and just chill. It's all about chill flying for that 20 minutes, and not that 2.5 minutes of pure upside down flipping around, all that schmalarkey.
So just fill me in on one part of the video. One of the videos I saw where you were with Dan, and he came along and picked up a wing and said, "Sorry, Tony, what actually happened?"
Oh, that was Dan. That was that was my last battery actually, so it wasn't too bad. We were flying out to the barn at Hidden Valley, the famous barn we all fly out to. We were flying out to the barn and then along and then down a crop field and then back over to ourselves, and we were just doing a circle and trying to film each other. He had a 4S really small bonsai, I think it was called, a really small wing. So he had to go pretty fast all the time or have high revs. And at this point, he was tailing me, and he just throttled up, forgot he was on 4S, and just went straight into the back of my prop. It didn't break the prop, but it broke the motor mount, which is all wood. So it snapped that, and as soon as it snapped, I disarmed, but I could still glide it down, which I did without smashing it to bits. It had his GoPro in it as well, which he was lending me, because both my GoPros are not working very well.
Really?
Yes, a GoPro 3 and 4 are now not. I need to decommission them. I need to actually smash them up with a hammer, so I don't keep taking them out and getting disappointed that they work for 5 minutes and then stop working. But yeah, he went into the back of me and crash landed, but we found it and stuff, and just had a really good time. It's actually really quite hard to follow each other with a wing, because you're just constantly like that. But it was fun, and it's really fun going down across the cornfields about 2 or 1 foot off the cornfield.
Yeah, I think that's the difference, isn't it? And you get the 20 minutes, so you don't have to run into all your different maneuvers and hope.
Yeah. It's just such nice. It's just really nice, chilled out flying. I didn't think I'd like it, but I got Gabe Robinson to build me a wing. Got that wing, and then I bought the Cappy because I knew it could carry a GoPro, and the footage is great. And last night was lovely.
Striker says that he's actually using 3S now on his quads and stuff, and I can't remember the last time I tried a 3-cell on the quad, but actually it does change your flying style a lot. You're not there just to punch up and have the fast moves. Sometimes it's about just that gentle exploring or the Sunday flying mode. I like.
Yeah, hangover mode. 3S.
Yeah. I tell you what,
hangover batteries.
I was lucky enough to see a 3S quad last night. That is absolutely insane, and in fact I will paste the link.
Yeah, man, that was the Lizard. I'd take it.
The Lizard, yeah, the 95mm brushless Eachine Lizard.
It does look good. I've looked at a few different videos, and then I saw I watched my subs in the morning while I'm eating my toast and drinking my tea before I go to work. And NJ's come up, but I was looking at his guns most of the time and weren't really paying much attention to the quad.
His guns?
Guns.
Yeah.
You mean his arms?
Yeah.
What, NJ?
Wow, hey, you've got a little admirer there. I think Tony's like Tony and NJ, eh?
No, nothing like that. You know I'm so homophobic.
Hey, are you dribbling, Tony? Are you looking at him again now? Put your tongue in.
Oh, dear.
No, but I was very impressed by it. It was.
It looks really, really cool, doesn't it? It's,
you know, like on the old like QX90s and that, they're not loud, but I kind of expected before I saw this thing take off that it was going to scream and make a lot of noise. But actually, it's surprisingly quiet and yet so agile and so much fun. If I had
and fast.
Oh, they're very fast, actually.
And on 3S as well.
Looking on the DVR, it looks just like a big quad. And I know that's been said about the QX90 and stuff. They act the same way, but this did, just the maneuvers and everything, it looked amazing. So once again, NJ causing us to spend money that we don't really have all the time.
Yeah, 110 quid in it without receiver, something like that.
The receiver, I think. So.
What is it? A 3-inch?
2-inch prop.
2.
95 mil.
It's a 2-inch and it's that fast. Wow.
But it's brushless. The 6,000 kV motors running 5-blade props. So I think I've even seen someone put a 4-cell on it, but changed the gem pan. Put the gem pan props on. So I think we'll see probably more tinkering from the NG Tech world to see what these things are truly capable of. But
I need to catch up on his. Videos. I'm a little bit behind.
Well, actually, he hasn't been posting many lately.
He's been playing the old guitar, hasn't he?
I think he's been taking ice core samples in Antarctica. He has been saving Chernobyl from nuclear meltdown. He has been saving wildlife in Africa against poachers.
Oh, well, I like that bit.
Wow, I didn't realise he was doing so much stuff. That's crazy.
Traveling around the things. You never know where he is or what he's doing. But I think that's half the reason he hasn't been able to get to his.
He's flying to space next week, isn't he? It's like onto the international.
No, he's been to space. He's just sending up a rocket to space next week to resupply the International Space Station.
to find out if a quad will fly in zero gravity. I would like to see actually. I'd love to see a quad trying to take off on the International Space Station. Just
it wouldn't work.
I know it wouldn't work. I know it wouldn't work, but can you imagine that?
Something that's not going to work and it just spin? Why? Actually, well, inside the International
it would do
Space
something, wouldn't it?
No, inside this International Space Station, it would work because you've got air, haven't you? They need to breathe something.
That's interesting. But another thing is, as well, was like if you held it there and throttled up, like full throttle, and just let go, in theory, it should just stay there.
No, not inside the space station.
Inside the spaceship, no. Well, in the space station.
Outside, if you put it outside and put it up, yeah.
Okay, so how does a rocket work then?
Ion drive, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I haven't thing, but I heard.
A rocket. If a quad can't push against anything in space, how does a rocket?
Because a rocket is ejecting gases out of the end, which then the law of.
So what's the difference between ejecting gases and moving air or non-air?
Okay,
come on, Jay, tell me.
Right. Okay. In a vacuum, you've got nothing acting against the props as they spin. Therefore, it doesn't push the thrust down. It doesn't draw air at the top and push it down. So. Actually, there's even a point that if you took a quad off at the top of a mountain, if it's too heavy, it will not take off because it can't overcome air to push down to overcome, the effect of gravity.
Right? So. Would you like to join our Patreon? We are going to send Jay to space and test this theory.
Jay would go to space.
Too bad. I'm going there first, and maybe NJ will take us up on his next space mission.
I'm friends with Branson. We could do that.
That's indeed. We are doing rocket science now. Well, Tony's learning about rocket science.
Learn something new every day. Like BST and GMT are completely different things.
Yeah.
So you brought that one up now.
I can't believe we're heading towards winter already. That sucks.
Tony, don't be so depressing. It's only the day after the summer solstice. We're still in summer. We've still got autumn.
But it's going that way, isn't it?
I'll let you say that when the trees start turning red and yellow and brown. Right, okay. Who's heard of beyond visual line of sight as it relates to drones and other flying stuff?
Is that when you drill a hole in the end of your, like where you've got your fat sharks, and you put a hole in the end so you can see your quad while you're flying?
No, technically, beyond visual line of sight is once you fly your quad on goggles outside of where you can't see it from a maintained thing. But this news this week is a French mob have successfully tested flying a drone, or at least an autonomous vehicle, 30 miles beyond visual line of sight using a mobile phone network. So
awesome. I wonder what the delay was like on that.
But if you think you probably don't need that much, you just feed it, go to that coordinate, and then as long as it gets there and it feeds back, it doesn't have to be real time. It
just had GPS and stuff. It wasn't like FPV all through.
Oh yeah, I don't think it would have been like
that would have been impressive.
Flyby.
I mean, technically, if you put a big enough battery on a DJI, you can fly that 30 miles.
Well, I've seen a quad fly across the channel to France. They weren't allowed to fly it from one coast to the other. They had to fly it underneath a dinghy. So they flew.
Why not?
Wasn't that Richard James May that did that one?
I think I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago, but I remember watching it. I just know they weren't allowed to do it from one side to the other. They had to be in a boat, and they were above it. Sorry, they were under it in a boat, and they were flying it across.
Yeah, I mean, under the CAA regulations in the UK, there isn't really anything beyond visual line of sight, the BVL loss, because it's usually line of sight or visual line of sight, VLOS, which is the determining factor, because there hasn't been many tests on it. The technology is relatively new in the whole aviation space, and so I think this is the start of further testing. The French mob were just trying to map out the electricity lines. So they were following along electricity pylons to try and map out the power distribution grid within Europe. So the actual technology, I mean, it's what Amazon need to get into legislation and regulation really to be able to do their deliveries because they're going to have beyond visual line of sight And
can you really see that happening though? I really can't see that happening.
Yeah, I can.
You can. I know what people are like. People would be shooting them down to rape parts from them, and
But this is the whole problem, isn't it? And the GSM network's not that secure. Obviously,
no.
They would have had nobody knowing about the flight until they've done it, so that they don't have anyone trying to attack it. But GSM network isn't that secure. You can jam things, you can knock out signals and all that. That is one of the problems that Amazon will face. I mean, let's face it, people have already started to hack ATMs around the world to spit out cash. So wherever there's something that people finds desirable, people will try and break it. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's exciting though, because that is the step forward where you have your drone
delivery. I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to do that, deliver stuff by drone.
Yeah, but can you imagine when you run out of props and you're in the middle of the field and being able to sort of put an order through to Amazon and then having a drone fly sort of 40 miles to come and drop your set of props off?
Yeah, but I'll just nick the drone.
I think, I'll tell you one thing. It's not going to happen with a quadcopter for a while. It's more fixed wing, or at least like a vertical takeoff sort of aircraft that then uses a fixed wing to go further. But get your groceries delivered by Amazon. It's getting one step closer to it.
They're going further and further and further as well, aren't they? You know, they've got the Alexia, and then you can now order. They've got like a new department for groceries and everyday essentials like toilet paper and.
Let's drone out with bloody grocery talk.
It is drone related. I mean, it's just saying, you know, Amazon.
It is. Yeah, eventually you will have that. Yeah.
So you know, it won't be long, and they will be delivering bread and milk.
To be honest, I think
it'll be called the Milkman 2.0.
Well, the other thing is that is kind of related is the Chinese quantum communication stuff. I think once you actually get it where you've got an encrypted channel that can't be broken, then beyond visual line of sight will take it to the next level. But to be honest, that's still a while off yet. The Chinese are making headway with that. Maybe we'll get quantum communication on DJI drones in the future. You know?
I wouldn't mind the curry being delivered by drone. That'd be quite nice.
Speaking of DJI drones, has anyone heard about the jailbreaking of DJI drones?
No, tell me more. I do actually own a Phantom 3 Professional.
Well, okay, so we all know that DJI are imposing more and more safety restrictions. You can't fly here, you can't fly there, which is actually I'm a fan of, to stop like Tony flying in airports. But
like I do,
commercial operators and perhaps you've just spent lots of money on your DJI drone, but you're not allowed to fly it exactly where you want or how you want. There is a Russian company that will you can buy software to unlock it, to make it just do whatever you ask it to do. Fly up as high as it would go, fly over wherever you want to go. And yes, safety implications, but essentially jailbreak your DJI drone.
Wow, that's not good for safety, though, is it? For is as it were.
No.
If is want to do anything with it.
It's only going to be a small amount of people that will use that, though. I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? There are safe drivers and there are unsafe drivers.
Yeah,
there are people that are going to operate their drones and fly them in places they shouldn't, and there are people that are going to respect it. So,
but this is the ethical application of the technology. It's not the technology or the software to unlock it that is at fault. It's the person's intention. But I think it's interesting that, you know, like we were saying, if there's something in place, people will try and break it. And that's just one other aspect of it.
Yeah.
Where people are saying, look, I spent $1,000, $2,000, whatever on this DJI drone, and now you're telling me I can't even fly it above, even though I have permission. I mean, there are ways of getting around that with DJI anyway. You can fly in areas that they wouldn't, through their authentication, unlock it. So it's not like you really need to.
That's where you have to give your credit card details, isn't it, or your phone number or something?
Phone number, yeah.
It won't be long.
By the way,
they'll be charging you per flight. You just swipe your card across the back of the DJI and charge you per mile.
Keeping with our shout outs for people with FPV at the end of the day, we've got Metikala and Sloth FPV. Welcome to the chat, guys. Yeah, I mean, going back from the DJI, my Phantom does actually go beyond visual line of sight because I can see it sometimes still on a screen when I can't see it in the air.
Naughty.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that is possible. I have never done it.
No. Nor have I ever.
What about if you can see it through a telescope? Is that still
Don't-
line of sight? Is that still technically illegal?
Don't
Or
know.
binoculars?
No, it's unaided. Actually, as the UK law goes, it's unaided. In other words, not through binoculars.
So it actually very specifically says unaided.
Unaided.
What about if you're wearing really thick glasses?
Um,
Or what if you're wearing glasses in general?
okay, the only way I think you'd get around it is if you said you had an augmented eye that was your own eye, so it's unaided because it's your own, but allows you to see for kilometers away. Then I guess that's your only way around it.
What about
But then the law,
that's discrimination?
what?
What about if you're blind and you fly using your ears?
How many blind people do you know that fly by ears?
I'm surprised we haven't seen any yet, but yeah, I mean,
It won't be long.
see, actually, on I can't. I think it was Rotor Riot. It was absolutely amazing when the guy that had been in. I think he was in the war and he'd lost an arm, and he was still flying FPV. And he's just like,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
one-handed. That was
Yeah,
pretty
amazing.
Tad Nowak went to meet with him, didn't he?
Yeah, it was crazy. They gave him I think they gave him a quad, but it's crazy, and that's why I said about blind people. Well, look at that girl that's just been the social hit recently, the viral thing where she's singing and playing the guitar, but then she's legally deaf.
That's cool.
Wow. Was she deaf from the start of life, or was she deaf later on?
Definitely age. I think it was 18, but I could be wrong. I'm sure it was around about 18 she went deaf. But still, it just goes to show that someone that can't hear can still play music.
Yeah.
There was an old video where I saw this guy, and he does echolocation. So he clicks his mouth and he listens for the vibration back. And
Yeah, bat
you
boy.
can work out if it's a stone wall, if it's a soft wall. There's no reason why you couldn't fit a drone with some sort of echolocation and feed that back. So there's no reason why someone who was blind couldn't fly a drone in that sense, using audio to get around the vision or the lack of.
It wasn't what I was getting at though. I was just.
Well, you brought it up. We'll take it to the end.
It was about the aided line of sight thing, because I mean I know the rules and I know the regulations and stuff, but I don't think I've probably read them in as much detail as I probably should, because obviously there are different sources and some of them just break it down into what we need to know for FPV and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know about the binoculars, which is why I asked. I was curious. But,
Unaided.
Jay, back to the lizard. Do you think that little 2-incher could give 5 inches a run for their money on a racetrack? Because getting through a gate with a 2-incher.
Have we lost Tony? He looks like he's storing food in his cheeks at the moment. Tony. Okay, and I actually mentioned this to NJ last night. I said, well, this is where you're going to start having class structures, aren't you? Like class size races, because I did see a YouTube video, or I saw the link to it, saying that they can even get up to 100 miles an hour. I don't know if that's true or not, but at that point, you don't have to be as accurate to get through the gate, do you? So at the moment, I think they could give them a run for the money, especially around a tight technical track. And also when I saw the lizard in flight and it seemed to change direction on the, in a flash, that because it doesn't have the momentum to try and build up because the weight's a lot less, I think it would be an unfair advantage to have a lizard against a 5-inch or even let's say a 200 size quad race.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people running 3 inches this year as well, weren't there? So I know I've heard quite a few stories where people have been running 3-inch quads around the racetracks and stuff, and they're just absolutely smashing it, because the power to weight is just crazy and the acceleration is really, really high. And when it comes to tight knit tracks, they're getting around a lot quicker.
Exactly. So it does have to come down to under 100 mil, 100 to maybe 150, 150 to 210, 20, I don't know. But there are no sort of leagues even for the class size. Like in motorsport, you get the Formula Ford, you get all the different classes of engine size. I think the same is going to have to start being introduced in.
Yeah, and I think the size is probably a good class to work on as well, isn't it? Like 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch.
I totally missed all of that.
We answered your question.
Well, I know, but I didn't hear it because I got kicked out.
It's an unfair advantage, yes. Maybe not flat out speed.
But you could get prop wash because I've blown my mates, overtaking them both 5-inch, and I've blown my mates out of the way, and they've had a 5-inch quad. So
Tony's blown his
it's a risk.
out of the way.
Talking about micro quads and blowing out of the way. Have you seen the video of the guy who's been using the Dyson fanless fans and flying the tiny whoops to get the boost for it? Have you seen
No? Find a link. Post it.
He's got the Dyson fans, the bladeless fans.
Oh, yeah.
And set up a racetrack for the tiny whoops, and as you fly through the fan, it sort of sucks you in and throws you out the other end. So it's brilliant.
Okay, answer in the chat if you've got any Dyson bladeless fans. Maybe we should actually get Dyson to sponsor a.
It's going to be the new DJI fan. So
like in all racing games and stuff, you always had that power boost, didn't you, on the games? Yeah.
I think it's a cool idea as well, especially for the micro, setting up a few fans just to throw people's orientation.
Come on then, we're gonna have to try and find this. Let me just talk amongst yourselves.
Why don't we make an LDO 3-inch or 2-inch quad and call it the Housefly? Someone who said in there it changes direction like a housefly. NJ.
Tiny Whoop Trials of Terror. Is that what it's called, Joker? I'm trying to find it now. Oh, Tiny Whoop versus Tiny Boost Gate. Is that it? I got one of the cheap 10-inch bladeless fans. So it looks like you don't even have to get the Dyson one. You can just get some cheap knockoff one. Get the URL. This might be the right one, and we recommend don't go away from the chat at the moment. But there you go. Blogs.
Is it the right one?
Actually, Sloth's asking what motors, guys, do you recommend for a 5-inch? There's only one that I would recommend, Cobra motors.
I know what you're going to say, Cobra. I'm going to say Brother Hobby. And
do you know what? I am flying
F60s.
But
all right, so that's it. We're going to leave it on there.
Go on, no, carry on. This is good.
I recommend the RS2205S Emaxes because the price against the power, against the reliability is just really good. In my personal opinion.
Brother Hobby.
I had a different idea like this. Someone, I don't think he's in the chat today, but he did actually message me before I came on the show saying, I've got a Gravity 280. And he's only just started flying acro and stuff. And he's saying, what frame should I get for around £50? And I said, do you crash a lot? And he says, no, but yes. And it's like, he was looking at the Obsession. And I'm thinking, well, that's just as tricky a one as to what you should buy for the 5-inch. There's so many different things out there. The Oomph motors, Sloth, by the way. The only thing I don't like is I've known lots of people to lose their prop nuts. I love the idea that it's an Allen Key XT style lightning thing, but I have heard positives and negatives on that.
I think they all have positives and negatives.
I was flying my Brother Hobby 26,000 kV on a quad what weighs 320 grams and using a 1600 Overlander 4S battery and getting 3.5 minutes around a track, and that is really good for 2600 kV. You'd normally expect that on a 2300 kV. So I've yet to test my Brother Hobby 2300 kVs. I'll probably get 4.5, nearly 5 minutes on them.
That's crazy.
They're amazing. But
I've just got the new 95C whatever they are AC batteries.
Okay, what, the gold ones?
Yeah, and do you know what? I mean, personally, I can't tell any difference against the original ACs. But the one thing I will say is that they're a lot better form factor.
Yeah, because I found the original ACs too long.
Well, the original ACs are too sort of bulky. So for like the FSGX 210, the Fossil FSGX 210, they don't fit in. You have to modify the trays and everything because they're too big.
Yeah,
and they're just really, really sort of quite big and wide. Whereas the new ones are a bit slimmer and slightly longer. So yeah, from that point of view, I'm kind of sold on them, but.
All those who have Cobra 2207s, either the 2450s or the 2600, which win races and championships, I'd say go Cobra 2207.
Brother Hobby, brother. brother.
RS2205S.
I must admit, I have still
managed that you buy cheap, buy twice, and
I've still got Emacs on some of my quads, the original 2300s and 26,000 kV, and they're still good. Old is gold.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had the RS2205s, and I don't think I've ever busted one of them. They're bulletproof.
They're good. They're good motors. They really are, the Emacs. I've never had Cobra apart from I've got the Cobra 21,000 kV race edition for my 6-inch quad, and I rate them. They're pretty good. But the Brother Hobby are so powerful, and they're just such nice motors.
Okay, look. I think it was Chad Nowak who rated the Brother Hobby. Tom Smith, NJ, myself, and many others of the Team Cobra. Just Cobra. If you've never had them, try them. Just for the actual response that they have and the power that they have, even on a big beast.
Have you flown Brother Hobby?
Have you flown RS2205Ss?
Yes, and I do like them, Clint. But my argument to Jay is, has he flown Brother Hobby?
Give me a set and I'll fly them for you.
Sending you some tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
How much are the Brother Hobby? How much are the Brother Hobby motors?
19 quid each, I think.
And how much are the what was it, the Cobras?
No, they're about 18.50 for a Cobra. I bought one yesterday, or two actually, from and they were
the RS2205Ss. I think I saw them for £14 each the other day.
Buy cheap, buy twice. Yep.
No, they're not.
They're good. Jack calls them like they're like cheese and they fall to bits. But I've never had any of my Emacs fall to bits, to be fair.
But this is the problem, isn't it? We've discussed this before. I think Emacs had that sweet spot. They had their quality control on the production line, but then everyone wanted the red bottoms, and everyone I think that their quality as they ramped up production started to lack, and sometimes good not to necessarily go for the most popular ones out there.
I remember Cobra doing that exact thing a year ago.
Cobra went away and really knuckled down to say, "Here we go."
They had to, didn't they, Jay?
So according to DroneInsider.org, the best mini quad motors 2017. Number 1 is the Brother Hobby Hyperlight V4s 2206 2300 kV.
Yep.
Second place is the Armaton Oomph 2206 2300 kV.
Biased.
Third place is Multi-Copter Builders 2207 2400 kV. Fourth place is Emacs RS2205Ss. Fifth place is T-Motor F60 2207 2200 kV. That's Drone Insider. I mean,
listen to me, Brother Hobby.
Look, okay, herein lies the whole point of this whole conversation. ESCs, motors, they've all come a long way, and I think whichever of these we've discussed you bought, you'd probably end up being very happy with.
You would be happy with all of them, because I own T-Motor as well, and they're great motors.
It's an endless sort of discussion that we'll just all say one of the other.
It's a very opinionated hobby, isn't it? It's like, for example, you'll know the Emacs X5s. I love them to pieces. Whereas you'll say chameleon all day, and Tony's going to say, I don't know what Tony will say. Go on, Tony. What's your favourite frame?
I love the Revo. For me,
I wonder why.
I love the Revo for me, but it's a pain in the arse to build. That's all I can say. But for other people like Smokey, he can build. Now he knows it so well. He can build it, redo it. He can re-rig it in minutes. So if he did crash out, he'd be ready for the next round. And the arms, the way they are, I think give him a lot of stuff on the start. He's got quite a quicker acceleration and stuff. But even so, I'm still loving my old Fossil stuff. My old 210 plastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I flew the quad that I designed round. Well, me and my mate designed round Sumner's Pond, and then I went back to my Fossil stuff, and I was carrying a GoPro, and it was heavy and stuff, and it was like 550 grams or something. But I loved it. I loved that bloody Fossil stuff. I really do. So I don't know. It all depends on you and what you want to do with it.
Best frame for 50 quid.
I don't know. Is there a frame for 50 quid? I've never bought a frame for 50
Well, no,
quid.
there is a frame for 50 quid because, like, the X5 is a lot less than 50 quid with the PDB.
X5 with PDB, 26 quid on eBay.
The trouble is, this guy already had
and a Beck as well, so 5 volt and a 12 volt Beck.
It used to be a lot when there wasn't so many bits of.
And it comes with a spare arm and a spare top plate.
What would your starter quad be?
Nowadays,
X210 RS2205Ss with a race flight controller.
I'm getting annoyed with race flight. I actually put I flew one of my quads the other day on race flight, and it flew crap. And then me and Bradders put the latest Boris on race flight, and it flew beautiful. Absolutely, I was like, this is so good. This is so much better. Weirdly now, I find my race flight setup is better for freestyle, and my Boris feels so much better for racing. That's just how I feel.
The reason I say race flight first for a new flyer is because obviously the simplicity of it.
Oh, the setup is on race flight. I love.
Yeah, so that's why the FSG X210, RS2205 or 2205Ss, and the race flight controller, because I think that's a really good starting point.
I do as well. I really do.
It's going to be really fucking strong, easy to set up.
Yeah. The setting up on the race flight is brilliant.
I've got to do it. I'll do it right now. He said the Cobras have a better build quality. He wins. Yeah.
Did they though? Like a year ago?
What's that?
Oh, nothing. Just talking about Cobra a year ago.
But there doesn't seem to. If you look at I don't know how true the specs are, but if you look at the specs, there's never much in it. Like between the RS2205Ss, when you look at the power, and you know,
there's not. I mean,
numbers.
If you buy any of them, you'll do well with any of them.
It's like the race, not the race flight, but the what are those cheap Chinese motors that cost like £6 each?
Oh, the
Race Star.
Yeah, people have been running them on D-Shot 600, and they've been smooth as anything. I mean, I've seen videos of them hovering there. You're like, no, they can't be £6 each.
Yeah.
So, is there a lot in it? Just the build quality and stuff. But if you're going to spend $6, does it matter?
I mean, my Cobras did survive a 4mm base plate being smashed and eventually cracking in two. However, when a Plaid went into the ground upside down, it did actually finally knacker one. So motors will take a beating, and motors do fail.
Of course they do. It all depends how you crash as well, doesn't it? So.
The thing is as well, I mean, I saw Mr. Thrust flying a Race Star motors at the mini air show, and to be honest, you can get fast motors that fly like a dream. So, by according to your budget, I actually never tried Cobra motors before, and I'd seen lots of great things about them. But that's why I went with the Cobras this time. Same for the Brother Hobby.
Agreed.
Let us know why. Who was buying them then? Was it? Who actually asked that one? Striker? No, who was it? I can't remember.
I think it was Floff.
And he hasn't been drinking. Jay's drinking. Jay's not been drinking, and he can't remember.
It's too hot. Yeah. You see the red in my face. It's just like from the heat. So your brains are not working.
Tony, we've worked out that when you drink, you talk. So we're going to have to play with alcohol every single week.
Send me a bottle every week. I'll be fine.
You imagine the LDO Christmas special sitting there with bottles of wine and whiskey.
In fact, we should actually have a big get-together for a Christmas party. We're talking about all these other things in the summer. We still have to plan so much. It's just...
No, we've got to do an LDO get-together and do a 24-hour live stream in the middle of a field. It's got to be done.
I think with everyone so far around the country, maybe we should choose somewhere central as well. So more on that another day.
We could do that. I'm not fussed.
Maybe the airport or something. I think on nice big runways we could set a racetrack up.
I like style. Yeah,
I'm sure that'll go down really well. Like power looping the planes as they come into land. I am joking, by the way. Just to clarify before anybody goes and sets a racetrack up on it.
Yeah. Don't be silly.
Actually, many people. Was it Alex Edit did a tiny race around some planes in the US not so long ago. Steele's been flying over some 747s and stuff. Yeah. We need some interesting locations.
But
I say what we do is we all get lizards for Christmas.
Yeah, man.
24-hour FPV flying around, but by then, who knows? There might even be more agile or even faster. I keep on wanting to look at this tiny boost gate. Thanks, Benton.
I want to see this.
I've set up in the chat earlier, but there might be other versions of it. Such a good idea. Such a good idea. So who's working on what at the moment? Who's building what? Is anyone doing anything exciting in the drone flying world or building world? Or
no, I'm just switching my race flight to Boris again on my other quad.
I can't remember the last time I flew. It's been a while. We're supposed to be going on Sunday. I think we're going to do a quarry. That should be pretty cool. But yeah, got some catching up to do. That's for sure. And break some quads.
Mr. Fruss says there's a new on quadcopter.co.uk is the new track on Rotor Rush. So Quadcopter's track, if you've seen HBI Guy or Tom flying that is now on Rotor Rush, so you can actually fly that, which is pretty cool. I think quite a lot of people I've seen have been doing it the wrong way round. Have been flying it the wrong way round, so start doing it the right way, people, please.
Flying.
You heard it here from Tony. The race star director is saying fly the right way round.
Yeah, people have been flying the wrong way.
No, I think there needs to be more wing racing as well. That sort of hasn't really taken off.
It hasn't taken off yet. I think it will. I think it'll be good.
Hopefully.
There are rules in the works, so it will come, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
I mean, there has been wing racing though, isn't there, for a while? It's not a new thing. I mean, they have had gates and stuff, haven't they?
Well, I think it's more in America than here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a guy locally that used to do wing racing.
Wing walking.
Wing walking. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Got a big enough wing and walking while someone else flies around.
Standing on a wing with FPV, circling yourself. There you go, Mr. Smith. There's your next task.
So
I still try, one guest that we're still trying to get on is Tom Smith, and I think next time I'm up north, I'm going to drop past him and kidnap him and put him on the phone. Not for helping him.
Paul, say something.
Talking of guests, we had Ladrib on. Is he in Ireland yet? And is he coming to the UK? Does anyone know? Have we got any inside stuff?
As far as I know, there was a map that was put on Rotor Riot where they're actually going out to Cornwall and everything. But I don't think it was accurate, and I don't know. I'm not sure when they actually arrive. If anyone finds out, don't forget to mention it.
They leave in 2 days' time. And there is an application form on Google Documents that you can fill in with your name, where you're at, your email address. Do you trust us with your mobile phone number? Can we crash at your flat? Any ideas for cool places to fly? What about interesting things to do, i.e. paddle boats and romantic floats down the river and future challenges? So they put an application up about an hour ago.
So have we put in an LDO, meet us here, we can sleep at Jay's?
Yeah, everyone crashing mine.
So come and sleep on your floor.
As long as you bring quad parts or stuff. No. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be good to hopefully catch up with them. We have to sort of try and touch base with them when the.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice for our show and good for theirs. I think. I think Chad would like it. Now Ladrib is definitely a part of the team.
Well, it's official, isn't it? They did announce that because the other day I looked on and didn't actually have him listed as the Rotor Riot thing, and I think a lot of people just see him as a special guest, but he's officially part of that team. So.
He is a part of that team now, which is all good.
Yeah. They've updated their photos and everything on the Rotor Riot page. So if you go to Rotor Riot, is it rotorriot.com?
Yeah, maybe even the banner at the top of the Facebook page.
Yeah, so on their Rotor Riot page now, there is actually a picture of Ladrib holding his camera.
Yeah.
It evens the numbers out now, so they actually have an even amount of pilots. So it makes a nice little rectangle, which is really
good.
The map is just a squiggle. I did realise that, Mr. Thrust. It's just amusing. They go out on a rowboat out into the channel again and back across. You know, we were actually only going to do a short show tonight. Yet Tony's drinking.
He is. He's getting hungry now. You know when you drink and then you start getting hungry.
No, when you're hungry and then you get really thirsty.
Yeah.
When you get full and you fall asleep.
Yeah, I need to eat food.
Yeah. It's still veggie, by the way. I've heard that he is. I've heard that another Team V candidate.
Who's that?
Deal. I don't think he'll come back to eating meat anytime soon.
Hopefully not. Hi, Chris.
Thanks for tuning in, Chris. Always a pleasure. You around? So I'm trying to type. You know when you start speaking what you're typing. Yeah. I was in touch with Metal Danny, who's off to China to do some racing next week, and I did say we'd like to get him on the show, so we might have Metal Danny on soon. Who's said it might be his last race, and I did ask why, and he said because there's too many young kids coming into it. So, yeah, so that'd be interesting to hear how he gets on with it.
I like Danny. I met him when he come over to the UK drone show, not this year but the year before. Can you believe, like, I moaned because all of the FPV races this year are all up north, and I can't be bothered to go there. So I haven't gone to any FPV stuff this year, any proper races, because they're too far away, 4.5 hours or whatever. And Metal Danny drove from Holland in his transit van down through France, across the channel, met me in Crawley, and I set him up a bed and breakfast. I couldn't let him stay at my house. I can't remember why, dogs or something. Something was happening. Met him in Frankie and Benny's and took him to his bed and breakfast, and then we travelled all the way up to Birmingham the next day. So he's a guy who will put miles on the clock to race. I really quite like Metal Danny. He's nice, and
one of the people that has had, you know, like the fame in the lift off when you've got the Metal Danny edition of one of the quads in there, and that's wow. He's always been there since the start, as it started to take off.
He has. He's always been there. And what I liked about him is that he always wanted to run a GoPro on his camera for on his quad, because he wanted the nice footage all the time.
So
he knows it slows him. He knows it slows him down, but he just
like the PVRL thing where they all have, you know, HD recording on the front. If everybody does it, and I think even BF PVRA, I've always said that perhaps everyone should just fly with the HD camera on there.
Well, we've got the split now, so we'll be able to be lighter and HD. So I think that's going to make an awesome. It's gonna help a lot.
Oh, Drip says hello, everybody. By the way, he might be tuned in.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, the split I think is amazing, especially since seeing Oscar Lang's GoPro mod, and everyone's doing the GoPro lens mod on it now, just so it's not quite as wide field of view, so you don't see the edges of the frame and as much prop in there. It's actually looking very, very, very appealing. But like someone said, it's only going to be on your micro builds, because otherwise you've got to buy a split for every quad.
Yeah.
So
but everyone will.
But it would be good if they brought out the board where you can just have the HD recording aspect and just hook it up to your FPV camera. There's no reason why they can do that.
Do they have a separate on them yet? Do we have an idea of how much they're going to be, or is that not been announced yet?
60 quid in it or something.
Hey, Drip.
That's not too bad, is it, really?
Lens nearby. I tell you what, hey,
lens liquor.
Hold on. Just because he asked, we'll confirm. I've got my phone here.
Well done, Jay.
Well, I haven't got one on it next to me, so yeah.
Can he come on? Can we get him on? Can he come on and tell us anything? The Drip, can you come on quickly and tell us anything?
We've got 3 minutes left of the show, but he said yes.
We could make it 3 and a
yes, Mr. Leonard looking maybe. Oh. Maybe if he's in the UK, we could hook up and get a live Madrid and Steel show next week.
We could. That would be good. I would take a day off for that.
Oh, he's driving at the moment. So you're not typing on your phone and driving at the same time, are you? You're being very...
I think if in America you can do that on a mobile phone, it doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Vincent, Tony, have you got any lenses to lick? Hashtag.
No lens.
Yeah, I've got one.
I did do it on my about three videos back on my YouTube. I did a lens licker.
You know, it has started a trend, and when we don't have a guest on, we don't have anyone to look at a lens. So maybe we have to have an appointed thing I've done this week. If we don't have a guest on, we have to lick a lens. Yeah.
Crashes, Ladrib crashes. No.
Stop texting and driving.
We're looking forward to hooking up with you, Drew, next week, hopefully.
It's so exciting to have people of fame and fortune coming across to the UK.
It'd be great.
More little island.
Fame and fortune.
Can we do a hashtag lenslicker and see if we can get like Instagram people?
It was a hashtag, Tony. You just put a hash in front of your phrase and post it on
let's do it then. Hashtag.
Facebook, well, can't you?
Yeah. You can do it on Facebook, Twitter, even, obviously.
Let's do it. Let's get hashtag lenslicker trending. Come on, everyone.
We want to see everybody on the LDO wall, on the LDO Facebook wall. We want to see pictures of you licking your lenses.
No,
actually, I'm going to
do. Well, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to do lens licker.
And then at some point, we should do a prize draw for the person that licks the most dirty lens.
No. We actually want all the people that listen in to be healthy, not plagued by bugs and disease. So really, don't lick them if they're too.
I just thought the most perfect one was when Clegger had that accident at Mini Air Show with the thing in front of his legs.
Was that with a cow pat?
Yeah. I know, it was a piece of sheep dropping, wasn't it? But it looked like a massive moon rock that was in front of it. And
it filled up the whole screen, and it was just a little drop.
It's like the 5-second rule, though, isn't it? If your food lands,
if you call you 5 seconds, you can still lick the lens. Where is this going?
Let's see if we can get it trending. I want to go on Instagram and look at lens licker, and there'll just be hundreds of people doing it.
Well, you need the same hashtag for everyone to use. So you kind of have to choose one: lens licker or camera. Yeah, lens licker.
Lens licker. That's what it's. Hashtag lens licker. Everyone use it, please. It'll be fine.
Excellent. Yeah. What other news have we got then? Anything? Oh, we're up to our hour now. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I want to go and enjoy the last of the 9 o'clock sun. It's still bright outside.
It is still light outside.
I could go and fly a quad right now.
There's actually no wind whatsoever, so I might get my Dan Upton quad out and have a little fly.
Oh, we have teams lens lickers. Oh, excellent. All tomorrow in the next few months now, we need to get for the right.
Now you're confusing things. Are we doing team lens licker or lens licker?
No, just lens licker. Just lens licker. It's kind of like a play on the window licking idea, but it's not, because obviously we're not stupid and
no comment.
It's not Tone. Yeah, it's truth, mate.
Jesus, buddy.
And has anyone contacted Stu from UAV Futures yet? I came so close last night to g'day, come on our show.
I've asked Paul a couple of times, and he has texted him, but that was when he was having his baby, so that's all done now. So if we can get in hold of Paul again, we might. I might see if I can message Paul and see if we can ask him again.
Like I said, we've got Dan Meldani hopefully coming up in the start of July. If there's anyone else that you'd like to see on the show that we can contact and pester until they come on, aka Tom Smith, we have tried with Tom Smith. I'm just going to kidnap him. Just drop us a note on the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, to make sure you find out from the show. If you should do so now, click the bell to always get notified when we go live.
Thank you very much.
Well, I say Tony needs some food. I need a drink, and Clinton needs
to fly.
Yeah,
I need to fly. I do. I was gonna fly my little QX95 in the garden before it gets too dark. So
yeah, if only it was easy. If only.
You've got about 45 minutes, I reckon.
It's crazy, isn't it? 9 o'clock and it's still bright out there. I mean,
we were out on the top of Hidden Valley Hill last night, and it didn't get dark till 10:30.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And I just got my shrink wrap on the floor as well, so I've got to
lovely.
up and organise it now.
Yeah, I need to get some things organised and bears and stuff organised and a little like travel pack organised. Oh, so much.
Where are you going?
So much to do.
Where are you going, Jay?
No, I'm hoping to just get away and go like on a, just go fly overseas. I want to just fly around the world.
We all want to do that.
No, the truth is actually all my quad bits since winter have been so disheveled and so disorganized. I need to organize everything so I've got a pack for when I, if I ever go north or south or anywhere, just so I know I've got everything that I need to do. And Clegger is one of the experts in it, and he's not in the chat today, but Clegger is any spare parts, he's always got it. Whiskey as well, Stuart Bailey. Yep.
Well, we've already got people on Facebook, hashtag Lenslicker.
Excellent.
Danny Taylor is hashtag Lenslicker.
Brilliant.
So I've just done it.
Your pictures.
Let's get that trendy.
Let's get it going. I'm going to go and do it in a minute.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in. We are going to call this a night now. In fact, anything else you guys want to say before we finish it up?
Enjoy flying. Enjoy the weather, and try not to crash too hard.
Don't forget to lick your lenses. Hashtag Lenslicker.
Keep them clean.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in once again for Let's Drone Out. Where will be what we're doing next week? We don't really know, because we don't even know what we do from day to day. We don't even know what we do to the start of each of these shows, but it's always fun. Thanks for tuning in. You guys make it awesome, because we wouldn't do it if there was no one tuning in.
Yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next week. Woo!
Peace.
See you next week.